Well, hello. So I thought I would share this with you. So a while back I received a number of these BC455 receivers, um, or Arc 5, and so I thought I'd restore this one, and rather than just go straight down the build a power supply using mains, I thought I would run it off a DC voltage. When I looked inside, the unit had been modified. Surprise, surprise, they all have. I don't think there's a single command set that hasn't been modified at some point. So you can see there's some things missing. But more importantly, the valves have been rewired to 12 volt working. And they work perfectly, they will light up. But as you can see, I'm going to have to replace all the capacitors. And I've built a circuit board to do that. So those parts are on the way, along with the capacitors that need mounting and a lot of other work to complete the unit. But this is early days, so I thought I would just show where I've got to. At the front of the unit, I've got three switches. There's an on and off switch, there's a BFO, obviously the gain control and audio out. That's all wired correctly. This unit runs, oh gosh, it's heavy. There we go, put it down. This unit runs from 6 to 9 megs, the 455 did. Right, now at the rear, obviously there's space for a Dynamotor or power pack. So my intention is I will run the unit on a Dynamotor, and this is the actual offending item, although I'm going to have to steal the base off this one. This unit unfortunately is better condition, but it's 285 volts, which is a little bit too high for the purpose here. This one on the other hand is 220 volts, which is correct, so I'm going to do a little bit of swapping over to get it out. Now to run this, it needs 24 volts, and I'm going to run the unit on 12 volts. So I'll run the unit on 12 volts. I'll step up, and the 12 volts will run the heaters. I will step up the 12 volts to 24 volts using a DC-DC boost converter and the Dynamotor. Now I've temporarily put in a little boost converter, but it's a bit weedy, so I've ordered a new boost converter that will give me a little bit more current, just so it's a little bit more competent. Really I've just got to run this up, so it's under load. I've put a load on it, what I will do in a second is I will run it up and just check the current. So I can measure the current here, and obviously this is the voltage. I'll switch it on and we'll just have a look at the current drawn and the output into a load. Let's just switch this on. There it goes. Right, it's taking 2.6 amps and it's delivering what's that, 85 milliamps. That's fine. Okay, let's switch off and just measure the voltage and see what we're getting on that. So there we go, it's running nicely. I need to grease up the ends and pack them, and then I'll seal them. I've got the parts for that. We're getting, well, it's 24 volts input, that's fine. That's out of this DC-DC, that's the little unit. What I'll do is I'll just measure the voltage now on the output. Oh, here we go. Sorry, there we are. This is the output. Lovely. Right, 245. That's a little bit high. If I put it under load, we'll see what happens. Oh, let's see. Famous last words. Oh, there we go. Now it's under load. 212. That's fine. About 200, 215 volts. That's perfectly okay. So that will be the Dynamotor solution. But in addition, I've made a little board that will fit over the Dynamotor plate, and I can run then a DC-DC converter that I've ordered, which will run 25 volts in and give me 200 volts out. So I'll build that. So when I don't want the Dynamotor running, I don't want the which you probably won't, but it is nice to be able to use a Dynamotor. When I don't want the Dynamotor, I can use the DC-DC. The reason I'm going to run it off 12 volts is, number one, 12 volts is an easy supply. 13.8 volts rather is a very easy supply voltage I can get hold of. Let's turn that off. And number two, whoever did the conversion of the valves to 12 volt did a very good job. And to be honest, going in there and then rewiring it all back to 24 volts, I won't make a better job of it. So and no one's going to see inside. So there we go. Part one. Interestingly, my friend made some of these as well. This radio has been modified to take the little screw thread off the front, unfortunately, but there's the tuning knob. But I've got several others, and his plastic, he's made these, which is very nice. These are the tuning knobs, separate tuning knobs, which go on the BC or Arc 5 receiver sets. So these will just fit on the spline, and this little bit screws down, holds it in place. So you've got a nice purpose-built tuning knob for the receiver. So quite pleased with that. Right, that's it for now. I'll when all these parts arrive, I'll post another video showing some more modification, and probably at some point the receiver actually working on 40 meter band. 7 threes.